In this show, you can join in the action from home. Download the Poker Play Along app from your app provider. The taste of success leaves you hungry for more.
Liv Boeree is the champion of EPT San Remo.
After one of the longest heads-up battles, Mickey Peterson has finally done it.
Come on, winner, Benny Spindler. Congratulations.
Nice round of applause for the champion, Mr. Kevin McPhee.
And the winner of EPT London is Cody.
5 previous champs remain here in London. Can they replicate their previous performance and lock up another big score? Known as one of the world's greatest cities for its rich history, vibrant culture, and iconic skyline, London is also a poker hotbed, and fittingly plays host to the PokerStars.com European Poker Tour for the 11th consecutive season. It's day 4 of the £4,000 main event, and only 36 players return today. They'll get to take a bite out of the £2.6 million prize pool, with the lion's share of nearly £500,000 going to the eventual winner. Last time, after 95 made the money, it was either sink or swim.
Ooh.
The waters were turbulent for Team Pro.
No. No, sorry. Okay.
Liv Boeree enters day 4 short-stacked and will have to contend with fellow champ Benny Spindler on the main stage.
Pretty sweet feature table. We've got 2 former champs and 1 former online qualifier. Flame on.
Well, actually, there's another player I want to highlight, Pablo Gordillo.
Made a final table last season.
Vienna, correct. But more recently, he won 3 major online tournaments in a single night.
What?
In total, he outlasted 43,000 players to win more than 100 grand.
That's incredible. Go España.
Well, actually, he now lives in the UK, so I'm claiming him as British.
No, you can't keep doing that. Elke is from France, Phil Grousman is from Germany, Victor Blom is from Sweden. Check the passports. By that logic, you should be claiming me.
No.
Becoming an EPT champion is an incredible feat in itself. But since their original tournament wins, many of our champs have propelled themselves to the forefront of the poker world. Kevin McPhee won €1 million in Berlin and has since cashed in 7 EPT main events. Mickey Peterson and Benny Spindler are both soft-spoken players at the tables, but online they've instilled fear and amassed millions since their respective Season 8 victories. Liv Boeree defeated a record-breaking field, catapulting her into worldwide fame and fortune with 36 live cashes since her momentous win in San Remo. Jake Cody took down Deauville in Season 6 and went on to earn the coveted Triple Crown of Poker and has never looked back. They've all become fixtures on the tour, garnering achievements and accolades while striving to become a 2-time EPT champion. Welcome to the Grand Connaught Rooms in Covent Garden.
Hello, my babies. It's day 4. It's business time. Sahi Harel is our online qualifier. He's below average right now, but I think traditionally he's supposed to burn for 8 crazy nights. And this is Team Online's Marc-Andre Laju. Sure is good looking.
That's good. You busted my friend.
You too.
Oh, seems like Jake's got a beef.
I said you busted my friend.
Oh, I said good luck, my friend. Okay, that's friendly.
No, you busted my friend.
Which friend?
Moment.
Well, that's an awkward way to start the day. Anybody want to say something awkward to Kevin McPhee? No? No one? Olivia Boeree is at our feature table, which means she needs to get her microphone on. Or as we call it here, Greg's never call in sick day. You know, I get that he's just doing his job, but I saw Mike up Benny Spindler and it was way less involved. She's all turning around.
And there is Benny Spindler, the last remaining former London champion. So we've already mentioned Liv and Benny. Sandwiched in between them is UK IPT Dublin winner Kevin Killeen, seen here without his trademark hat. And in the one seat is Bram Henriets, our online qualifier from Barcelona. Blinds are 5,000, 10,000 with a 1,000 ante. Pablo Gordillo, the online beast, folds under the gun.
Almost just a real-life beast.
Passed around to Kevin Killeen, and that's the hat I was talking about.
He's actually hoping to win this event so he can have the surgery to have that monster removed. He tried to take it off himself earlier. A lot of blood.
He raises with King 10 suited from the cutoff, makes it 22,000. Spindler on the button with 8-9 off. He 3-bets, a re-raise to 60,000.
Huh.
The blinds are out, it's back on Killeen.
Kevin's out of position, but against a player as live as Benny, he will be ahead of his range.
Killeen calls, heads up to the flop. And both players miss.
Not much out there for Killeen to get excited about. And either the monster didn't see his hand or it isn't giving anything away.
Killeen checks, he's playing in flow. So will we see a continuation bet from Benny Spindler?
I think Benny's going to continue here a lot with a hand as bad as 9 high.
There's 143,000 in the pot. Benny bets 55k.
Peeling here is cool because Kevin's often going to have the best hand against Benny. But his hand really can't stand much more heat if Benny decides to keep firing.
Killeen calls. The turn card's a jack, giving both players gut shot draws. Killeen still ahead with king high. Will Benny bet again? No, he checks behind.
Kevin's going to have an ace there, a fair amount. Benny's maybe given up.
Another 7 on the river. King high, still the best hand. Is Spindler going to bluff the river? He waves the white flag, and Killeen will win this pot.
King high.
Oh, man, you totally could have won that on a turn. Is that annoying? That's probably annoying. It's like calling ahead to tell your boss you're going to be late when your boss is going to be later than you.
Kevin Killeen and his monster hat coming off a big win in Dublin early this year. He defeated Max Silver heads up to win a UK IPT main event title.
Just to be clear, Kevin's is the face on the bottom, right?
To the outer tables, but one of our former champs is all in. Mickey Peterson is racing against Art Corrin.
Like the Macarena versus the electric slide. So close.
Corrin's 6 is still ahead after the flop.
10 of spades.
6 of spades.
Take a bit of this.
6 of spades now.
Mickey needs an ace or a jack to survive. It's a king.
All right. Again, Mickey. Good luck, everyone. Thank you.
The EPT 8 Copenhagen winner exits in 35th. And that's going to be sad news for Chip Pokerton, who's keeping an eye on the former champ situation high above the fray from the EPT Eurochopper.
Hey, Joe. Hey, James. Chip Pokerton here. For the looks of things, only 4 former champs remain, and there's a major backup in the second floor bathroom, leading to heavy delays in the tournament area. I'd leave yourself a few extra minutes to get in there today.
That wasn't my idea, by the way. Checking in on our online qualifier, Zahi Harel. He's facing a bet on the flop from start of day chip leader Jakub Maracek.
31.
This board will connect with the small blind quite a bit.
Harel calls. Sebastian Paoli folds, so heads up to the turn. Jack of clubs, 2 flush draws out there now. Harel checks. Maracek checks. And the board pairs on the river. Check, check.
10.
6. Check.
Ah, had him on the flop.
But he's still smiling.
This guy better check himself before he wrecks himself.
Well, he extends his chip lead there. Art Corrin, who busted Mickey Peterson, is second on the leaderboard. 4 of the big stacks are at our feature table. They include Kevin Killeen and Benny Spindler. And right now, we are going to sweat with Benny at the feature table. He's in the cutoff, facing a raise from Killeen. And he calls with Queen 8 suited.
It's a little loose, but nothing crazy. When you play hands like this, a good thing to be is Benny Spindler.
Round to Pablo Gordillo in the big blind. He calls as well, so 3-way to the flop.
Poker's answer to Al Bundy scoring 4 touchdowns in 1 game. Gordillo winning 3 tournaments in a night.
Well, Benny flops a flush draw.
Well, all right, all right, all right.
Action check to Killeen. And this is a continuation bet of 36,000.
Calling would be totally standard here for us.
He does call. Gordillo folds. He had 10-7 off.
Phew. Somehow dodged that one.
The turn card is a queen. That's second pair for Benny to go with his draw.
Well, we were probably already not folding to another bet. Now we're already not folding even harder.
That almost made sense. 88,000 from Killeen.
We're going to have the best hand here a lot, but if we call here and he bombs the river, I think we might have to fold. Assuming we don't improve, that is. Hi, Liv. I like your shiny shirt.
Spindler calls the second barrel, and we go to the river. And that's a flush for Benny.
Not as good as the ace of spades would have been, but we'll take it.
Is Killeen going to fire a third time? No, he checks.
And when he checks, I don't think he's got a bigger flush very often, which was very much possible until this point.
The yellow chips are worth 25,000. The blues are 5,000. Benny going for value, 200,000.
I like a big bet here.
Looks like Killeen is calling. Oh, hang on a sec.
Okay, this is troubling. This is like when a cop starts immediately writing in his notebook. You know you're not getting off with just a warning.
Raise.
Killeen pushes forward 525,000.
Even though it's against us, I love this play. This makes total sense if he's got the nuts, because expecting to bet and then get raised would be silly. This is also a great move with just the ace of spades in his hand. I actually think, though, that if he were making a play with ace of spades, Kevin probably bets bigger here. That's my gut.
Call.
Benny's calling.
Call.
And Killeen tables the nuts.
Such a gross spot. Really hard to blame Benny for calling there.
Killeen adds more than 700k to his stack.
Hey, remember when Benny Spindler used to be the crazy one?
Okay, armchair analysts, let's hear from you. Do you think you're ever folding that hand in that spot? Tweet using the hashtag EPT.
Ooh, what you got there, food?
These are from the world-famous Portobello Road Bakery, and if you can tell me which Julia Roberts movie was filmed here, then you can have one.
I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him for one of his pastries.
Correct. Notting Hill.
Pretty woman.
Before the break at the PokerStars.com EPT London main event, Benny Spindler ran into a cooler versus Kevin Killeen for a massive pot.
He told me he had a queen high flush, which is pretty sick because he's a really good player and he's good enough to fold anything other than a high flush. But that's poker, that's how it goes.
Benny will need to spin up his stack for a chance to win a second London trophy.
Hey, Benny, where's the Jets, huh? Where's the Jets, Benny? Maybe the Jets will make you feel better. Huh?
So 29 remain right now, and we're heading over to the secondary feature table, where the action has been folded to Marc-Andre Ladouceur. Queen Jack of spades. He raises to 23,000. Jake Cody is on the button and has 8-4 of hearts.
If Jake's playing this, I don't imagine he's just calling. Dad face is way too serious for that. It's like sending your daughter on a date and not brandishing a shotgun.
3-betting with junk. Classic Cody. Sven Wendt in the small blind. Folds, as does Jareth East in the big blind. It's back on Marc-Andre. He calls. He'll have to play the flop out of position and without the betting lead. 5-4 deuce. Jake pairs his 4.
More classic Cody.
Looks like Jake will continue.
C-betting not so much for value, but for protection mostly.
56,000. Marc-Andre has missed this board completely. But that's not going to stop him. That is a check raise. 135,000 total.
Good read by the French dog. Cody is weak, but much like the selfie stick, he is going nowhere.
He calls. And improves. 2 pair now for Jake. Marc-Andre took the betting lead on the flop and he barrels 90,000.
This bet is super small. Very easy call.
590,000 in the middle. Neither player has a pot-sized bet behind. The river is a jack, a pair for Marc-Andre. He checks.
He's in check call mode now.
I'm all in.
Jake shoves on him.
And I think Marc-Andre expects Jake to do this pretty often with nothing.
Is he going to call all in here? He's river top pair and Jake's hand is very disguised.
It's a very difficult situation because I don't even know what Jake's range is here.
I call.
He calls! And he's out!
Yup, it was one of those.
Marc-Andre Ladouceur eliminated in 29th place.
Nice one. Good game.
Marc-Andre, the effed dog. Taken out by some classic Cody.
He cashes for £13,000. And Jake Cody now has more than 1 million chips after an incredibly interesting hand.
I'm in the cutoff and I look down at Queen Jack of spade. I raise it to 23,000.
Look down at 8-4 of hearts. I want to basically make sure that he can't just auto-open.
Sit for the raise. 59,000.
I very well know that Jake will be 3-betting a very, very wide range, so I call. Flop comes down, 5-4 deuce rainbow. I whiff completely the flop. I check.
I said to go ahead and bet because I think he can calm me down with ace high. And to be honest, I just want to win the pot right there. So I bet 56k.
Queen Jack suited just isn't really good enough to just check call.
And now he basically min raises the flop. And I'm pretty confused, to be honest. I would imagine he would just check call a lot of his strong hands, and I feel like he's not representing very much, so I call.
When the turn comes in 8 of diamond, I feel like I can bet the turn really small and ship on most rivers. So I bet 90,000.
Although I've got 2 pair, I feel like it was a little vulnerable. I thought there's a lot of like gut shot hands he could have check raised, maybe ace-6 suited, and a lot of hands that like have outs against me. But I decided that there's a lot of hands that are going to be drawing dead against me, so I decided to just call.
River comes a jack of clubs, and at that point, I'm actually ahead of a lot of the hands that I wanted him to fold by the river, so I decide to check with the intention of check calling.
Now I'm like really happy because there's no better hand he's going to check. I'm all in.
I feel that Jake is a good enough player to play a lot of his low 1 pair, as well as potential draws as a bluff. I call.
I think it's one of those hands that shows the benefit of being in position and like having like a deceptive hand.
On each street, I ended up finding myself in a different spot, and I feel like I took the best decision with the information that I had at that time. I think you learn from those and it helps you for future tournaments.
How does it help you for future tournaments? Don't play pots with Jake Cody? It's about as obvious as not standing on the left side of an escalator.
We're heading back to the main featured table, where blinds are up to 6,000, 12,000 with a 2,000 ante. Actions on Bram Henrites. The former qualifier folds, as does Daniel Erlandson. Lauk is out. Alex Trevelyan.
For England, James?
Has King Queen, and he's a short stack. He shoves. Liv's got 8s on the button.
8s are probably a little too strong here. Liv is not going to get away from this.
She has 213,000.
I'm all in.
And she reshoves. Colleen and Spindler fold the blinds. So we have a classic race on our hands.
Scary, huh?
Fun?
Scary, huh?
Very scary.
Exciting.
Like Bigfoot versus Gravedigger. Well, you guys don't do monster trucks?
Did you really need to ask? A king high flop. Trevelyan takes the lead.
Hard to maintain that excitement once the king hits.
Liv drawing to 2 outs. Queen on the turn, he now has 2 pair. Same outs needed for Liv.
At least she can't go broke.
She'll be left super short. No 8 on the river, so Trevelyan doubles up and Liv will be left with just over 5 big blinds.
Somebody call Kenny Loggins because she is in the danger zone.
Well, we have an all-in at one of the outer tables. Fatima de Melo, the only other woman remaining, is flipping against Art Corrin.
Kids 1 for 1 in races so far. This time it's the chicken dance versus the hokey cokey.
Ace on the flop, Fatima goes behind.
It is looking like 2 for 2 for Art Corrin.
Fatima needs a 9 to survive, and she'll need to see it on the river. It's a 7.
Couldn't even see it. Thank you. Good luck.
Fatima eliminated.
Yeah, thanks. Good luck. Good luck.
She's out in 28th. And Art Corrin has just taken the tournament chip lead. Well, back to the main stage. Action folded to Benny Spindler. King Jack. This is a raise from Benny, 24,000. Ace 5 suited for Daniel Erlandson.
Do you think this guy's name is really Erlandson? It sounds like how a character in the 80s would have picked his fake name. Erlandson.
He folds. Lauk gives up the button. Trevelyan in the small blind. Passes. Liv Boeree in the big blind with Queen 4 offsuit and hardly any chips.
Liv might be tempted to peel, but the problem is she's so short and that hand's so bad that she's probably gonna have to go with it after the flop, even if she misses. And she's got like no fold equity if she jams.
She calls.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Liv's being railed by Igor Kurganov.
Oh, hey, Igor.
Well, they both miss the flop.
I would actually love it if Liv just folded this right here. Just muck it.
Instead, she checks. And Benny bets enough to put her all in.
I'm not sure I like your stupid short stack theories. I know you've explained this to me, but...
Maybe something got lost in translation?
I don't see how she can call. She folds.
Okay, I'm very interested to know if that was right. Is that how you play it? Nice. All right, I passed the test. Good, good. Okay.
Well, it's time for us to check in with Chip Pokerton in the Eurocopter 5000.
Hey, Joe. Hey, James. From up here, I can see Liv Boeree is crippled off to the side of the road. She's got her hazards on. She could be turning black and white any second now. And guys, from up here, you look like ants.
And now we're back on qualifier watch. Zahi Harel has gone to the river against Jakub Mrocek. He's bet 50,000.
He's been in the danger zone for a while now. Please don't tell me something bad's about to happen, my sweet baby boy Zahi.
Cool. Mrocek calls. Harel tables 2 pair. And wins it.
Yeah, that's gotta be good. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's still some smoke coming off this kid.
Harel up to 313,000. Jakub Mrocek, meanwhile, is second in chips behind Art Corrin. Jake Cody has worked his way into third. Kevin Killeen is also a top 5 stack and is the chip leader at the feature table, where Liv Boeree is all in. She's been called by Kevin Killeen. Action's now on Jonas Lauch. He calls as well, so we could see action on the side.
This could be curtains for her.
Nice, triple up spot.
Optimistic and gross.
I think you have to go to the table.
Do I?
Yes.
Well, that is top pair for Lauch. Nothing for Killeen, and it's not looking good for Liv.
She is going to need a lot of help.
Action check to Lauch. He bets 40,000. And Killeen folds.
Turn him up.
All right, I need running cards. Let's go. Queen deuce of clubs. Yes. Low. Backdoor.
I take the sweat.
He's taking the sweat.
Come on, let's make it interesting.
Wish you a club now. I want the sweat too.
There's a club.
There we go. No, jack of clubs.
9 outs for Liv. Will it be a club on the river? No.
Ah. Good game, guys.
Okay.
Good luck.
Jonas Lauch eliminates Liv Boeree. She'll cash for £14,800.
See ya, Greg.
I think Madonna's pub is somewhere around here.
I forgot you guys had her for a while.
Yeah, do you remember when she first moved here and she put on that ridiculously fake English accent?
That wasn't fake. That was real. When you move to another country, you can't help it. You just assimilate. Like me living here, do you know how hard it is for me to keep up my American accent? It's exhausting.
Okay, well then drop the accent and speak normally.
Hello, James. 'Tis but a glorious day. Now enough of this ballyhoo. Let's nip off to the pub.
Wow, it's like you were born here.
I know.
Only 22 remain in the PokerStars.com EPT London main event, and they've redrawn for seats at the final 3 tables, with nearly half of today's field already eliminated. Now, while it may be disappointing to exit the flagship tournament, there's still plenty to keep you occupied at an EPT festival.
If you're unfortunate to bust out the main event, there's lots of things you can do.
If you want to play some more poker, there's going to be side events every single day. There's a few mixed game events, and then there's the more standard ones, which are like 200 or 300 to 2K.
The 2K is pretty tough though, because most of the guys that are aggressive and bust the main events, they play the 2K. So try to go for the 1Ks first, maybe?
And then there's like some more fun events too. Like recently we've been playing a win the button event. It's kind of new, so everyone's like kind of loving it and enjoying it.
If you bust out of the main event and you're a bit tilted about it, I wouldn't start playing cash games, to be honest.
You can go sightseeing.
The perfect thing about the EPT is it's just hosted in just some of the greatest cities in the world, never mind Europe.
Going sightseeing is usually not what I feel like when I bust.
Make sure you go to the players' party. If you see someone you want a photo with, just go ask. They'll love it.
And if you need someone to take that photograph, ask James Hardigan.
Assuming you want it out of focus with my thumb in shot.
He's very good.
Well, this is our new secondary feature table. Benny Spindler and Pablo Gordillo among the players who drew seats here. Benny with Queen 9 of diamonds in the cutoff, and he's raising. Pablo's got Ace Jack of diamonds.
I think Benny's going to be raising wider in the cutoff than the narrow seat Game of Thrones, so I think 3-betting him is totally fine.
Here comes the re-raise. 66,000 total. Billy Chataway in the small blind. He folds. Art Corrin, tournament chip leader in the big blind. Folds as well. Action back on Benny.
Benny's going to really want to see a flop here or 4-bet, but his stack is just too awkward to do either one effectively.
He folds. Pablo Gordillo wins the pot uncontested. So Benny Spindler, one of the former champs still in the field. It's time for us to check in with Chip Pokerton once again.
That's right, I'm your eye in the sky for all things EPT Champ-EI. We are down to the last 3 champers in the field, ladies and gentlemen. The rest of them have gone the way of the first 30 minutes of the Wizard of Oz. Black and white. Back to you, Joe and James.
Actually, it was sepia. 6,000, 12,000 blinds with a 2,000 ante. Zahi Harrell, our qualifier, folds under the gun. Sebastian Pauli is out. Bram Henrates passes. Pocket 9s for Jan Pino.
P, yes.
28.
He raises. Jake Cody on the button. Has queens.
P, no. What's it gonna be, Dad Face? You gonna 3-bet?
Looks like it. Jake makes it 71,000. Allenson folds the small. Simon Debman folds the big. Action back on Pino.
Quarter. 70.
So Pino is out of position, doesn't have the betting lead, and is a 4-1 underdog.
Yeah, it's not looking good for him.
It's an ace-high flop. Jake's queens still ahead.
Maybe this will save Pino a bit.
Check.
No c-bet from Jake. He checks behind. Board pairs on the turn, and Jake is now a 95% favorite. Ooh. Pino leads for 75,000.
Well, let's hope he knows he's turning his hand into a bluff. In fact, let's just say he does know that. Jake's not going to be checking back an ace that often.
How does Cody respond? He calls.
I think he might fold to a double barrel, though.
The river card is a king. 324,000 in the middle.
Now, Pino would have to worry a little bit about his opponent rivering a set of kings here, but honestly, not enough to not bet.
150,000.
This guy Pino looks like he knows what he's doing.
Good hand.
Agreed.
Jake Cody folds the best hand. Jan Pino's double barrel bluff gets through.
I'm back to P, yes.
Easy poker.
Wait, flop top 2. I think he did.
He didn't. Pino now a top 10 stack. Jake has dropped into 4th on the leaderboard. Art Corrin is still chip leader with close to 2.2 million. And he's involved in 4-way action at the secondary feature table. He raised under the gun. Raffaele Sorrentino called. Onyan Dimov has 3-bet from the hijack. And action is now on Benny Spindler, who's got queens.
4-bet jam.
All in.
He shoves for his last 259,000. Looks like the blinds are folded. Corrin is out. Sorrentino also passes, and Dimov can't call with 8-5.
It's good you didn't snap call.
Benny's image is the only reason Anyang's even thinking about this. Anyang!
I have to call, but I'll fold.
There we go.
Well, Benny, when they start folding 8 high to you, maybe it's time to regain that loose image. Anyang.
Benny keeping his head above water as his quest for a second EPT London title continues. Benny Spindler first appeared on our radar at the 2009 PCA when he final tabled the main event.
I call.
Call. Benny has quads. Alex has jacks full of aces.
He finished in third place for $1.1 million.
Benny Spindler earning the bronze medal. Something tells me that we have not seen the last of Benny Spindler.
In London 2 years later, he continued to display his talent and aggression against a legend of the game, Dol Brunson.
Wow, this is as quintessential as it gets. The rocky old gunslinger versus the laggy young mouse clicker.
Since his EPT 8 victory, Benny has earned more than $725K in EPT events and firmly established himself as a successful pro.
It was so much more fun calling him a spew monkey before he proved everyone how good he was. Gah.
The Spindle Monkey. 21 players remain, and the blinds are up to 8,000, 16,000. At the main feature table, actions on our qualifier. Zahi has folded. Sebastian Pauli has jacks. This is likely to be a raise. He makes it 35,000. Bram Henrates has pocket fives.
What do you do here?
I'm all in.
He shoves.
Rips it.
Well, he's going to get called in at least one spot. Possibly two if Simon Dedman has a hand in the big blind. He does. Ace-Jack suited.
It's a very pretty hand, but with this action in front of it, it might be too much to call off.
He's considering it.
Plus, he's still got Pauli behind him, who's got him covered.
He folds. Pauli calls. Our former qualifier at risk and way behind.
Regardless of what happens here, this will be 2 sick runs in a row for this guy.
It's a queen-high flop, and Pauli is now a 91% favorite.
Standing up's probably for the best.
He still has 2 outs. The turn card is another queen. Bram looking for a 5 on the river. It's a 7.
Hello, guys.
Bram Henrates eliminated in 21st place, his second consecutive cash, after qualifying for EPT Barcelona for just 82 euros online. Well, you could qualify for an EPT main event at PokerStars.com.
Are we there yet?
Almost.
Joe, please let me take this thing off. It's really irritating.
Just a few more steps. Now, you know that place I'm always claiming to be? Well, we're finally there. Your mom's house! Ta-da!
You really have gone too far this time.
Hi, Mrs. Hardigan. Come on, where you going? It's not like I want you to call me Dad.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com EPT London main event at the Grand Connaught Rooms, hosted by the Hippodrome Casino. 19 remain, so we're nearing the end of day 4 as we play down to the final 16. Action on the qualifier. Zahi Harel with ace-queen.
Well, I think he knows what's got to be done here.
All in.
He shoves.
Had to with that stack.
Round to Jan Pino. He passes.
And count, please.
Jake Cody has ace-king.
Oh, it's Domination Nation of the online qualification.
Jake's still got 2 players to act after him, including Simon Deadman in the big blind.
About 900, right? I'm all in.
Jake reshoves. Erlandson folds, as does Deadman. And Zahi Harrell is at risk and behind.
Things are getting cloudy in here for the qualifier.
You can prepare the chips, Jake. 293.
Oh, he'll do it.
You're that confident?
I like his style.
Smiling's his favorite.
Ace King high still ahead. Zahi looking for a queen.
Aren't we all?
The turn card is a 5, so 3 outs for our qualifier. He needs to hit on the river. Ah!
Almost.
Good game, man.
Flame out.
Good luck, guys.
Of all the souls I've encountered in my travels, his was the most human.
In for 215 quid. He cashes for nearly 20k.
Played it perfect.
And Jake is now the chip leader.
He was confident on winning.
That scared me a little bit.
It's surprising. He knows who you are, right?
Horses don't run as good as Jake Cody.
18 remain, now that we've lost our qualifier.
It's bittersweet, but I'm not disappointed at all. I'm very happy. I had a great experience. My parents and my brothers, they were watching the live stream, so it was pretty funny. They have no idea what a flop is. You can prepare the chips, Jake.
You're that confident?
My friends were like texting me all the time, who's this Cody guy? Who's this Cody guy? Why is he taking all the chips? So I think everybody had a nice experience. I'll probably do another 1.5k event later today. I think that's gonna be the last for this poker vacation. Then if I have some time left, then I'll probably do some more sightseeing in the city. I didn't have enough time for that.
Never enough time for sightseeing in this city. Even the museums have museums.
Out in the field, 3-way action on the flop. Kevin Killeen has bet. Action's now on Kevin McPhee.
Kevin versus Kevin. Loser's gonna have to get a first name that sounds like it actually belonged to an adult.
McPhee calls in position. Lauk folds, heads up to the turn.
I mean, come on, who's ever heard of a Kevin the CEO or President Kevin? You haven't, it's a kid's name.
King of spades on the turn. Killeen checks. And here comes a bet from McPhee. 126,000 from the EPT 6 Berlin champ.
Kevin, you're such a disease.
Killeen folds.
I don't really feel that way about either Kevin. It's just a Home Alone reference.
McPhee up to 853,000. Meanwhile, there's been an elimination at the secondary feature table. João Vieira has knocked out Billy Chataway in 18th place, so we're just 1 elimination away from reaching the final 2 tables. And that's when we'll conclude play for today. Back on the main stage, Ace King for Daniel Erlandson. It's an under-the-gun raise to 35,000. Pocket 8s for Simon Deadman in the hijack. He calls. Benny Spindler, now at the feature table, folds. Jack 10 of diamonds for Sebastian Pauli.
What's a fun spot on the button with all the chips? I say he should answer go, and his wager should be for it. Go for it.
He went for it. He called. 5-3 off for Jake Cody in the big blind, getting a good price. He calls as well. We're going 4-way to the flop.
Ah, man, how much you want to bet 5-3 wins this?
Well, the flop gives Erlandson top pair. Pauli has a flush draw and a straight draw.
And the whole 5-3 bet, that's off.
Action check to Deadman. Now to Pauli.
Well, in his mind, he's got an up and down straight flush draw. Why not?
80,000. Jake folds.
And I don't see how Erlinson can fold this, although he is ahead, but he's only a little bit better than a coin flip to win.
He calls. Deadman folds, so we're going heads up to the turn.
Now he's exactly a coin flip to win. Who am I talking about? Doesn't matter.
It's a king. Pauli turns Broadway. Meanwhile, Erlinson has improved to 2 pair.
Ew.
Pauli set to bet again. $135,000.
What an amazing spot for Pauli. He must be loving this like a group of girls love splitting a check. Now, we know Erlinson's drawing nearly dead here, but if he thinks Pauli is going to have a lot of aces in his range, he's probably going to go broke.
All in.
He shoves. And gets called.
Now, 10% doesn't sound like a lot of equity until you've lost with 90% more than a few times. Then you realize this is still no joke.
Erlinson has 4 outs. He needs an ace or a king on the river. It's a 3.
Good luck.
Erlinson out in 17th, and we're down to 2 tables, which means day 4 is done.
We're gonna need another Swede.
Mit 9-8 gegen Jacks. King, Queen,
It's always nice to see 2 German players set aside their differences and check out some of the David Hasselhoff message boards.
So, 16 players remain.
Do you have another pen?
Yeah, here, take that one.
You're so fast.
That's what she said.
That's because this ain't his first rodeo, and neither is it for Kevin Killeen. That makes sense.
Well, the UK IPT Dublin winner is in the bottom half of the leaderboard, along with 2 of our former EPT champs, Kevin McPhee and Benny Spindler, who is in the danger zone right now.
Danger zone!
After busting Erlinson, Sebastian Pauli will come into day 5 as chip leader, and sitting just behind him with a stack of 2.3 million is Jake Cody.
I started the day with about 800k, which was above average. It was going quite well, you know. I just played all the big pots I played, just went great. Every time I had a hand, there was someone wanting to put chips in the pot, and then there's a few little bluffs I pulled off here and there. I don't know, I feel really in the zone. I've said that every single day. I'm just going to hopefully keep playing well and, you know, hopefully run well too.
Next time, Jake Cody keeps his eyes on the prize, while Benny Spindler hangs on for a chance to repeat his London win. Can his fellow countryman Sebastian Pauli fend off the champs and maintain the chip lead?
I don't think that it's intimidating playing against former EPT champions. Yeah, I like to play aggressive. Well then.